Great. Well, thank you so much. Let me start by thanking Susan for coming on. And let me give you a really quick bio of Susan, as she's amazing. She's a very good friend of mine, and she coaches individuals to support deeply satisfying, wildly creative, sustainable work-life success. And your personal commitment is to support more visibility, voice, value, velocity, emergence. And their clients includes Apple, Google, Amazon, Oracle, Genentech, Intuit, Adobe, WikiHow, Silicon Valley Bank, nonprofit guide dog for the blind. And she has also co-created and coaches women in the Fortune 5 Global Women Leadership Program. And she's a member of the board producing TEDx, Sandhill Road Women, and Evening of Emergence. So we're so lucky to have her. And her work has been highlighted in the US News, World Report, and HR Magazine. So thank you for joining me, Susan.
You're so welcome. And lately I've just been working from home like most of you in my dressed up PJs and slippers. So I'm so glad that you made time today to join us. And I love that it's Inauguration Day. And my intention is that you leave today, hopefully with having some fun in our time together. And then also with perhaps some inspiration or some guidance with what's next for you personally in your life, either family, relationship, work, or even a next chapter. You're creating a next chapter. So you might say, well, how am I going to find out about that from working with image? Well, I actually stumbled upon Soul Collage when I was doing my master's. And it was created by a woman in Santa Cruz who actually was in her 70s. So I think that's so cool. She had a degree in divinity, I believe. She ran a mental health center and created this process working with image. And she found it so helpful because so many of us are in our heads these days and process everything from our thinking mind. And what she found is when you begin to work with image, it accesses the right side of the brain, which is much more creative, taps you into your intuition, a deeper holistic knowing than the more linear side of the left brain. And also the cool thing about image is sometimes it even takes you out of your head altogether and drops you into your unconscious. And the cool thing about that is, I mean, it might feel a little bit awkward when we're sharing from the image, but the cool thing is that a lot of times in the subconscious are things that you're hoping for, that you're dreaming for, that matter most to you, but you haven't really given them the time of day. So let me show you, and I have to tell you, Tina, I thought this was a little image. Can I share screen from here too?
Sure. Yes,
okay.
Yes. I'm going to make you a co-host, so you can just.
Okay. Great. This image, don't let it spook you, but it's my first Soul Collage card that I made. And as I mentioned, I actually was completing my master's. Unfortunately, I'd been diagnosed, or they thought I had MS at the time, and I was really frightened for my health. So I made this card. Let's see here. Can you see this card here? So it's a little scary looking. You'll see I had started with just this background image of a sailboat kind of stuck on the rocks there. And then I just had one other image, this ballerina. And to be honest, I was planning on some sort of graceful arabesque for the ballerina. I thought it was going to be some beautiful, excuse me, composition. And I literally ripped it when I was working with it. And one half, not the whole thing, but one half fell down on the sailboat. And I'm like, oh my God, this does not bode well, you know? This does not look good. But the interesting thing is when I went through the process of giving it a voice, which we're going to do in just a moment, when I gave it a voice and used the I am the one who, this is the first part of the process, it said, I'm the one who's stranded on the rocks here. And I'm the one who feels like I'm a victim of life. I really felt like I was stuck at that time. And then I did some more writing with the card. And what came forward was, I need to use my heart. You can see how the ballerina is kind of run through. I need to use my heart to set sail to guide me what's next. And I literally fell in love with soul collage. And I started teaching, and that led me back into the world of executive coaching. I did some healing work where I do not have MS, and actually turns out that was a misdiagnosis. But not to be overly dramatic, but it came from this card. So as you can see, it's a powerful process for getting in touch with what lies beneath. And let me show you this other one. It's not as, let me see, not as heavy duty. I don't know if you can see this. That's why I put the screenshot. There's a woman just with a shadow, kind of like Jennifer Lopez, and then there's a woman standing up in between. And this is when I give this one a voice, just a little image inside. It's just, I'm the one who's ready to be free. So what I like to do, just for fun, is flip through your magazine if you have one, and just pick an image that you're drawn to. It can be one just you think is pretty, or it could even be one that you're a little bit repelled by, like, oh, that's a little uncomfortable. Just something that has an energetic response to you. So just pick out from your images one that you have an energetic response, or a magazine just open to a page. And I thought we could just introduce ourselves, just presence ourselves, and then give our image a voice and see what comes forward. And it's completely volunteer. If you'd rather witness and just take in other people sharing and you'd like to pass, that's completely fine. Don't worry about that. Completely fine to pass. So, oh, thank you. We've got a few. Oh my goodness, we have Aurora here. Veronica, hi. Anna, hi. We have ADC, hi. So if you're just joining, I just requested. Oh, awesome. So Yuka, would you be willing, since you've got something, let's go one at a time here. Maybe I'll demo it, and then you could go, Yuka. So I'm Susan. And just going to pull an image here. If you can see, it's a gorgeous African-American woman wearing a gold dress here. And for fun, I'm just going to give it a voice.
I'm like, oh God, she's going to hang up on her.
Just going to give it a voice by saying, okay, I am one who's dressed in gold. I come from an Egyptian lineage. And I've been staring at a computer for far too long. She's just, her eyes are glazed over and she's just staring forward. So I'm tired of sitting on a stool and looking at a computer. So that's my share. It's just your name. And Yuka, would you be willing to unmute and
I have a question, Susan. Yeah. So when I pick this, so when you say you're giving it a voice.
Yes.
And you start the statement, I am the one, you're not saying I, Susan or Yuka, you're saying I, this fictitious person.
Yes, just for fun, like you're stepping into a play or into a costume, just step in and if she with her arms back, what would she say?
She would say, I am the one who is up to my neck in all these craziness in the world. And here I am standing in the wilderness, and I'm the only one who is seeing this mess.
Thank you. Thank you. Veronica, did you want to go?
No, I have a question. Does it have to be a person, a human being, or can it be in any image?
No, it can be any image. Any image can be a person, could be a wheelbarrow. Sometimes those are the most fun. Could be a door. Do you have an image there that you wanted to share?
I don't have a magazine. I got rid of all my old magazines, and a palm tree, Christmas palm tree.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so yes, step into it. If you were the palm tree with those beautiful green lights, what would the palm tree say?
Palm tree says,
okay, I don't think I need this Zoom.
And
you're not on mute.
Oh. Palm tree says, I can still celebrate Christmas in Florida.
Wonderful.
There's no snow. There's no snow, but it's still Christmas.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So regardless of the weather, you could still be joyful. That's beautiful. Who'd like to go next? Bruce?
So we don't have any magazines here at work, but I did a catalog that we order all of our stuff from.
Yes, I
So
love that.
you see the little man right there?
Yes, yes.
That's me, the badass barbecuer, the feeder of family and friends.
So if you were to give that guy a voice, I am the one who is the badass barbecuer.
The feeder of family and friends.
Oh, I love that. Feeder of family and friends. I love that. And indeed you are. That's great. Who else would like to share? And again, completely voluntary. If you prefer not, that's cool too. Jen?
I'll
looks like-
go.
Yeah, great, Jen. What do you have there?
So it's people in the kitchen,
Yes, yes.
and I was gonna say I am the one who has been stuck in my house and has been making way too many meals at home.
Fantastic. Anyone else relate to that? Wonderful. Tina, did you pick anything?
I did. Did you see this?
It looks, is it a fisher person or, oh,
Yeah,
back up a little.
it's a person fishing.
Yeah, you can back up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go. Oh, because you disappear when you come too close. You're gone now. There. Oh, back up a little. Back up.
More. Go back.
Back a little more still.
More.
Little
There.
more. Like
Okay.
towards.
So basically is a man fishing. It really calls to me because I feel like I want to go out to nature and experience a little bit of quietness, even though we're in the pandemic stuck at home. There's just a lot of noises around our head.
Right. So I'm hearing I am the one who looks for quiet and looks for getting outdoors, perhaps.
Yeah, getting outdoors. Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Anyone else that'd like to share? Okay. Well, I wanted to move into the card making now, or the actual collage itself. And I know not all of you have images. So we'll just make it quick here. We'll make the collage making quick. And then we're going to do a small short journaling exercise where you write down a little bit and then share with a partner if you'd like, or we could just share with the group. So when you move into the collage process, we like you to choose the image that you have. And if you have another one available, like from a catalog or from another piece of magazine, tear that out. And then just glue it down, or if you don't have glue, you could just set it aside, the other image. And it might not make sense at all. Perhaps you could have a wheelbarrow and an ice cream cone and like a barbecue that Bruce has. So the images needn't go together at all. But put a couple of them that look like they could be fun together, or they're just calling you, and do kind of a mashup like they call when you're putting a song list together. So we'll just take 5 minutes here. I'm just going to mute. You know, if anyone has a question, please unmute and ask a question, but I'm just going to mute and pull a couple images myself.
Susan, did you say just two images?
Yeah, 2 or 3. If you have a few more and you want to collage them together, stick them together, that's fun too. I just wanted to make it easy for people. The one thing about soul collage, it's a little different than what's called a treasure map. A treasure map is where you put like everything that you want to create for this next year. Soul collages, you're usually using 1, 2, 3, or 4 images that you're drawn to that put together one I'll show you another couple examples. I have my whole bag here. You can see this one image. I don't know, there's a it's hard on the light, goddess image that I have. I should have put more online. Here's a little baby card that I have for the new year, baby with a little lotus blossom. So just a couple of images. So your card will have one voice. All right, so let's just take 5 minutes to do that. And you can, if you don't have a magazine, maybe grab one and put a few things together. We have Frank Sinatra here too.
When she walks, she's like a song.
That just sounds like collage music to me.
Is that you, Bruce?
Yeah.
She passes, each one she passes goes.
I love that. Thank you. I clearly need a disc jockey. Does everyone have something glued down? Or who would like another minute to glue things down? Anyone like another? Okay, Yuka, so we could give you one more minute to glue things down. And while Yuka's finishing up, you might want to grab a pen and a piece of paper, or a pen and a notebook, just anything that you can write on, take a few notes on. Wow, fantastic. So if everyone has a pen and paper now, there's just some short free-form writing we're going to do before we come back and share. So I'm going to share a little worksheet that I have here. Whoops, where did my share screen go? And I'll talk you through it here. So for those of you that have made a card, or you can write the questions down should you decide you'd like to make something later, is the first question is, when you describe the card, what do you see? Like if you're a camera. And the reason you do this is oftentimes, again, usually we spend more time collaging. There could be a hidden element. Wow, I didn't really see that gemstone in the back. Or when I'm looking a lot closer, the bottom of the image, there's a child there that I didn't even recognize. So a lot of times our mind is attracted to something and there's a hidden element there. So record down. I'll just walk through the questions and I'll give everyone a few minutes to write. So describe what you see on the card. And then what we just practiced, select one piece of the image and ask it, okay, who are you? And allow the image to speak. I am the one who is asking you to step forward. I am the one who wants you to expand your barbecue offering, whatever it might be. And then, since we're stepping into a new year here, you might even ask the image, what guidance do you offer me about this next chapter, about this new year, about 2020? And then see what the image says. Oh, I want you to spend more time in the outdoors, cook healthier meals, go on a diet. And then ask if there's a specific action. And again, get out of your rational mind, just see what the image invites you to do. I invite you to take dance classes, whatever. I'm going to scroll back to the beginning. And the last question, which we won't be able to see that because it's too long, is there anything that surprised you about the card? Like, wow, I don't really like the outdoors. Interesting that I'm being called to spend more time there. Or, wow, I I work with a lot of other people, but I didn't realize I feel like I'm alone in this. I need some more support. So I'm going to go back to the top 4 questions. And we'll give you about 3 minutes to write here. Free form, stream of consciousness, just see what comes up. Let's go with what we got here. And now is the time, since we have about 15 minutes remaining here, is those of you, and again, whatever you feel comfortable with, those of you that feel comfortable, go ahead and share your card by holding it up, and then share it. You can actually read what came forward on your worksheet if you like, or share with us what came forward. And I could go first if you want, just so people, there's a woman, whoops, where is my woman there? There's a woman in front of a barricade, and then there's my golden goddess behind her. And the goddess says, I'm the one who's been behind a barricade and I want to step over. Her leg is sticking out there. And what guidance do you offer me to stand strong and to step out from behind the barricade? And what surprised me is it's interesting that there's another woman in front of the barricade. I mean, it's not a man, it's not patriarchy, government, anything like that. But I've been holding myself back and not stepping out. So happy to be stepping out today with you all. So who'd be willing to share? Wouldn't be willing to share their image and what came forward in the writing? Jen, great, thank you.
So I actually got rid of my initial image just because I found others that were like calling me.
Yes, beautiful. I love that.
So this is just like some trees and flowers, and then there's this big hill, and I found this image of this woman, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but she has a teacup on the top of her foot.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't finish all of my questions, but what I came up with is I am the one who is looking for balance, looking for adventure, and looking for alone time.
Beautiful, beautiful. And did that resonate with you when the words came through?
Yes. I think when I was collecting my images, it was like becoming apparent to me, like maybe why some of these things were calling me.
Wonderful. I love that. What a beautiful example of just following your inner guidance. Oh, I don't want to use that one. I would like to use these other images. And I hear that they're calling you to spend more alone time to get more into balance with yourself and perhaps some more solitude. What a great thing that you got yourself here today. One step forward, right? Woohoo! Thank you. Who else would like to share their image and what came forward?
I'll go if others don't, but I already,
Oh, please go ahead, Yuka.
So
No, I love it. We got plenty of time.
So,
ooh, wow.
Wow.
And so this is a dress, but I fashioned it as a surf. And this is the galaxy, which is just like glitter on somebody's face, but there's an eye there that's closed. And she's seeing and hearing all of it. So my questions, okay, so I'm the one who sees and hears the universe and the earth, and I am bringing clarity. And she is inviting me. So I want you to take stock of your broader surroundings and do the work, because she can't, she's just seeing and hearing. And I invite you to see what I see and make it your own. And the surprising thing for me was that my interpretation of the first the picture when I first grabbed it totally shifted, because I was like saying, you know, this is like a big headache. and yet now she's like seeing things. So
Wonderful. How do you feel now when you look at the collage itself? It's quite beautiful.
So I work with a lot of different people, and it's always a challenge to make sure that I'm not speaking on behalf of other people, but I am creating space for those voices and experiences to come out. And there is a hesitancy, and I'm also leading a very young or staff who is early in their career. So, you know, how do I see some things that they don't see, and how do I lead? And so I think this is sort of giving myself permission to be able to lean into that, you know, seeing and experiencing their experiences and incorporate that, make it into my own to lead.
Beautiful. What wonderful guidance. It just looks about frameable there in just a few minutes. Wonderful. Who else would like to share what they come up with? And it needn't, you know, some of mine have a gorgeous composition, and sometimes again, they're torn and quirky looking. Anyone else that would be willing to share?
I can share. But I don't. Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, Veronica. Great.
I don't have any prints, so I drew the palm tree.
I love that.
Hanging out with flamingos.
Yes.
And and then the answer to the questions that you posed, this card, one sees a palm tree decorated with festive and bright Christmas lights, accompanied by 2 pink flamingos. And who are you and what do you bring to me? I said, I am a Christmas palm tree hanging out with my flamingo friends, and I bring joy. And the next question, what guidance do you offer me about life? I want you to celebrate life, no matter where you are, physically, emotionally. And what action will I take? I invite you to see more of nature in the world, surround myself with peaceful people. And what action will I take? What action will I take? Make myself and my house peaceful and joyful.
Beautiful. Wow. And you know, I love that. I love that you just took it upon yourself to draw, which is image. And I can't help but notice over your left shoulder is a palm tree.
Yes.
Interesting. So it sounds like you're really drawn to the tropical environment, and that brings you great joy.
It's new, and yeah, so new environment, and I think I'm embracing it.
Yes, yes. You seem like a very joyful person, so perhaps letting even more of that out this year. Anyone else that'd like to share?
I can share, but I didn't finish all the question.
Oh, that's okay. We're casual here.
Can you see this?
Can you describe the 3 pictures for us there?
Yeah, so I just put on this card, I can see this really awesome woman looking out at the next interesting things into the wild. And then I don't know why I picked this giraffe being lifted up. This just seems very interesting. And then here you see these recycling materials, colorful. I just put planet. That's it.
Yeah. And then up top, the lake there, is it sunset or?
Yeah, it's the sunset and the water. I love the water. Reminds me of Lake Tahoe. I haven't been there in a year.
Ah, interesting. May I ask you if you raise the image up and so we can see the giraffe being held up?
Yep.
If you were to give the giraffe a voice just for fun, just put yourself in that sling and be the giraffe, what would the giraffe say?
I think it would say, I'm letting myself go and see where this takes me, where the view, what view I'll see. That's what it says. Just let it go.
I love that. How fun.
All right.
Any other guidance came forward for you for the new year?
That's it. Try different things and help the planet in every way we can.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Bruce, Mr. Barbecue, anything you'd like to share?
Yes, sure, why not? But please understand, this is from the guy's perspective on this, right?
I love that.
I did mine on the back of an envelope.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But what I did was, there's my barbecue,
Yeah.
a cooler.
Is that a Yeti? I got one of those. Yeah.
Yeti, and then a chair, and it's a chair for two people to sit in.
Oh, I love that.
I wrote the answers down, but I forgot what the questions were. So
So you described the card. So if you give one a voice, I am one who?
So this right here, this is my world. I am one who barbecues outside and grills dinner every single, well, I don't say every single night, 99% of the nights. I am the one who cooks dinner for the family.
Wow.
This is my area outside where I go. I can be with people. Well, not anymore, but you can't entertain. But we've always had many people over. People who don't have a place to barbecue or grill or socialize. We bought this house from my mother-in-law because she said this is a house where people will always come over to be at your house, to be with you, for people who can't offer that. So that backyard is my space, and I could have a crowd, or I can be alone, just with me and my two dogs and my music. But that online magazine, they didn't have any cards or any dogs or any music or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's a place to come eat, drink, relax. If you want to cook, I'll let you cook your own stuff. I've got grills, I got barbecue, I've got griddles, I've got everything. There's just a place to come and do whatever you want. And then the last part, the last question was what?
I want you to, or what action step would you take?
Oh, I just put, I have issues. This is my world, and I'm very happy with being in here alone or with people. Or here, look, if you see, that's actually it right there.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful.
My commander's chair, and then there's barbecues and everything all around, and it's shaded from the sun. It's got the rain. I've got speakers that make different colors out of the music, and radios and scanners. It's just my area, and I've turned down lots of parties and nice places to go just because I'd rather stay back there. So that's kind of me.
I love that you sharing that part of yourself with all of us. Yeah, because it's a different aspect of who you are from your office.
Yeah. Let me tell you,
that's wonderful. And I'll be over for lunch in about
that's
15
fine.
minutes.
Come on over. I got a pork belly marinating and some chicken ready to go. So, you know, tell you, I took a Soul Collage class. I think we hosted one here in like 2006. And I was trying to remember what we did then. And what I remember, I couldn't think anything because I had this really intense dream that night. And so I drew down what my dream was. And I was up on a hill and there was clouds down beneath. And then on the other side was like, there was a valley where the clouds were. And then there was another hill on the other side straight across me with a big red beacon light on it. And there was an airplanes were flying in, and all I could see were the tails. So that was my last Soul Collage memory, and I had to draw it. So long time ago. Weird.
Oh, I love that. Well, it could be interesting to take the questions and remember the dream and answer the questions.
Yeah.
Interesting that it's come up today.
Yeah.
14 years later. So I really appreciate everyone's bravery and courage to talk from their images, pull them out of magazines today, do some free form writing and share what was coming forward. So I love for you to, you know, hang out with your image. Sometimes I put it bedside and write on it another time, color on it, draw on it, and see what guidance it offers you. But I support you in following your heart and what you love the most, especially in this year. So that's it, Tina.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
everybody
much.
joining.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
Good to
Susan.
see
Thank you,
all.
Susan.